Cars have come a long way with high-tech entertainment systems and amazing safety features, but a growing number of new vehicles also come with technology that tracks the car's movements, often without you even knowing.
So can we control how much data our cars are collecting? Today, tech expert Trevor Long is here to explain. Trev, good morning to you. They're calling them connected cars. So what are the features to look out for?
Yeah, I mean, these are amazing features in new cars. We're talking about being able to track and monitor where your car is, even remotely access your car so that you can, say, turn on the air conditioning before you drive, even find your car when you're worried about which car park it was in. But the concern goes to how much of that information the car companies have access to. And Choice did some investigation into one owner of a Toyota car, or prospective buyer, who was invited to join all these services, not willing to join them, but actually couldn't opt out of them. In fact, the unit couldn't be disabled from the car. So it's kind of a concern around how much data the car companies have over what we want access to.
Yeah, I mean, that is the worrying thing, isn't it, Trev? Obviously, these features are in place to try and make our lives easier, but there has to be a line. I mean, not being able to turn the data off is concerning because then you never quite know what the companies are actually collecting it for.
That's right. I mean, I think most car owners, and I've just bought a new car and I look forward to being able to, turn the air conditioning on before I get in on a hot day. And I'm happy to have these features and, I guess perhaps give up that privacy burden. But there's plenty of people that would worry about a car company having access to the location of their car, the fuel status of their car, the number of kilometres it's driven, and potentially how they use that. Are they using that to target me to buy a new car and a particular new car? Are they using that information to market me while I'm owning the car? That's the kind of thing a lot of people wouldn't be happy with, and we need to make sure these things meet the privacy regulations that the Australian government already has in place, and that those regulations keep up with these new kinds of services that are made available.
I think you just assume that there are so many different things that are collecting data on you now that this is just part of the course for the future. But we should at least know what kinds of information anything is collecting on us.
We do assume, we assume car companies or all technology companies are going to be taking from us, but we have to have disclosure. We have to have disclosure around what information they're collecting and where they're keeping it, because critically, we want to be able to delete it when they don't want to use it, and we want to know how they're going to use it when they have it.
Is there any indication on who else is accessing that data?
Not at this point, and I think that's why this is an important investigation from Choice. If Toyota is just one company, and I know Kia, Hyundai, there's lots of car companies that do this, and none of them we're saying have any ill purpose in mind, but we have to have them disclose to us how they're using the data, and more importantly, where the data is being stored. So really, I think that's what people want, and it shouldn't be buried in fine print. It should be very clear, we're using this information to market to you or to make your driving experience better. Most people will opt for the better driving experience every day of the week.
How do you opt out of the features?
And that's critical, Carl. When you're asked to sign up to these things, you need to choose not to sign up, and you need to ask the car company whether or not it can be disabled from your car if you're really worried about it. This buyer that Choice investigated found out that Toyota, the dealership, said they couldn't have it disabled. Turns out it could be. So ask that question when you're buying a new car, whether or not it can be disabled if you don't want a part of these new connected services.
And just quickly, if you've got a rental car, does it report back to the rental company if you've maxed out the speed and if you've done some circle work?
It's a great question, Carl. There's nothing to say that the rental car company won't have access to that information. So
Sarah's
I
in
for one, would be taking it very cautious in those rental cars, Sarah.
She's got a lead foot.
Watch me go. He's going to arrest me in a minute.
That's right.
Thanks, Trev. Very good tips. Hey there, Today fans. Sarah and...
What's my name again?
Oh my goodness, Carl.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel, though. Subscribe now for more news, special reports, and amazing Aussie stories.
And Carl misbehaving,
Whoa,
of course.
That never happens.
Always happens.
What's she talking about?